and then it rambled off like, because after your first match, you're able to eat and drink and stuff like that, and so
Right.
because you only have an hour after you weigh in to rehydrate and all that stuff. And
Sure.
I didn't feel good, so after my first match, I mean, I rehydrated, and I was like 10 to 12 pounds over again, and I was feeling good and rattled off a bunch of wins, and I was top 12 in the nation my freshman year.
Yeah.
So, um, and that happened again my sophomore year. And then finally, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not cutting weight anymore. So I just lifted, got bigger, and actually, let me tell you this story. This is kind of funny.
Okay.
After my sophomore year, coach goes, "Hey, Mark, we need to get that rice cooker out of your house because you can't be eating rice all the time." I said, "Coach, I'm Filipino. That's what I grew up on." And he goes, "You got to get it out of your house. You can't be eating rice." And I go, "All right, coach." And he goes, they're changing the weight classes from 167 to 174, And I'm like, and then, or even 184. And I'm like, I don't know, coach. I want to wrestle 197. He goes, no, we got a kid coming in that's going to be, it's going to fill in that spot. And I'm like, oh man, coach, no, I don't know if I could do that. And he goes, well, I'll give you a nutrition plan, and we'll go from there. And so I was like, I don't know. So we debated for probably like an hour and a half, you know, him telling me, trying to convince me that I need to cut down. And I'm like, coach, it's not going to work. Coach, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So anyways, he's like, all right, we'll revisit, after summer. And then I got on this lifting schedule from the assistant coach there, Mark Perry. He gave me a lifting schedule,
Hmm.
and he's like, "Hey, lift here, do this, lift this." And I was like, "Okay." He goes, "You need to take some creatine. You need to take some HMB. You need to take some of this stuff, and make sure you take it um, with 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 your workouts." And I'm like,
Okay.
"Okay." So I did it, and I lifted. I mean, it was a 4-day split. Lifted everything from legs to upper body, and I ended up getting a lot bigger, right? And so uh, I come home a little bit early because JJ McGrew is trying to. This is the year 2000, which is Olympic year, and JJ McGrew is trying out for an Olympic team, and he wanted me to train with him because he heard I got a lot bigger, and so I came a little bit earlier, and when I came earlier. Um, I was training with JJ inside the wrestling room, and coach walks in, and he watches us for probably like a good minute or two, and he's like he didn't recognize me. He goes, Munoz. He goes, Munoz. Is that you, Munoz? I go, yeah, coach, it's me. He goes, son, are you on steroids? I go, no, I'm not on steroids, coach. He goes, lift up your shirt. I lift him on his shirt. He said, son, you been sticking a needle in your ass? I go, no, coach, I haven't. I haven't, coach. And 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 he goes, hey, get on the scale. So I get on the scale. I'm 235. 235. And coach goes, you're a damn heavyweight. He goes, you ain't gonna make 197. Even you ain't gonna. He goes, you're a damn heavyweight. You gonna go heavyweight? I go, no, coach, I can go 197. And he goes, you ain't gonna lose all that weight. I said, yeah, coach, I will, and I can definitely get it off. He goes, what? He goes, damn, Munoz, you can't. I tell you, you gotta get rid of that rice, So he's like all this, like doing, just ripping me a new one, right? And he goes, man, I don't know what to do with you. And so I was like, coach, I'll make 197.